Alright, everybody, welcome back to another action figure review, and this time we're going to be taking a look at what I believe is my first movie or MCU style figure. We're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Deadpool and Wolverine Brown Suit Wolverine. I'm very excited to take a look at this guy. I actually found this guy out in the wild, which around my area is a rarity anymore. Pretty much have to find everything online, pre-order it, something like that, but we were in fact able to find this guy out in the wild. Now, this guy is somewhat controversial amongst the action figure collectors and the fandom, because if you guys remember in the film, he does not wear the mask in this costume. He's unmasked. It's just, Hugh Jackman. He raises up the hand, homaging the very iconic Incredible Hulk cover done by Todd McFarlane. And he just doesn't have the mask on. And if you notice in the box, you get figure, the kind of like hood down mask, whatever you want to call it. You get this little alternate neck port, which we are going to get to, and two hands, but no unmasked head. Well, they decided to put this little kind of neck port, extra piece adapter, whatever you want to call it, in here, so that if you bought this guy from the first wave of Deadpool and Wolverine figures, he did come with an alternate head. So a lot of people were upset because it felt like to them, they're like, oh, if you want to have the proper look from the movie, you have to buy both figures. Which, to a degree, I understand. I mean, this extra plastic, you could have just given us, the alternate head. And seeing as how this isn't really a look from the movie, it's cool that we have it, but it wasn't necessarily needed. Me personally, more display options for Wolverine, I'm going to take it. I was always going to get both anyway, so it didn't really upset me that much, but I do understand where a lot of people are coming from. So yeah, with all that taken into consideration, we're going to get this guy out of here, take a close look and see if he is as cool as he looks in the box. Alright, so here he is, freed from his plastic prison. And I've got to say, shocker, right? I love this figure. Wolverine fan loves a Wolverine figure. I know, Kel Surprise. But it is a very, very nice figure. There's a lot of detail on this guy that I wasn't really expecting to see. Especially, for Marvel Legends. And recently Hasbro hasn't been the best for details or paint apps and things like that. But I do actually really like this figure. Now, his accessories... I'm gonna readjust it. Sorry, guys. There we go, much better. His accessories, while minimal, are basically what you need. Right? You got the figure, two clawed hands. Now, one thing... I don't get why they're doing this with these movie figures. They're giving us the one, fisted hand, right? Which looks really good. A lot of good texture and detail. A little bit of paint there. It looks nice. But then they'll give us this. Like, it's a kind of like a trigger figure holding gun hand thing. Again, the texture's nice. I like the little paint spot on there, but why? I mean, they did the same thing with that first Wolverine. Granted, it's the exact same. They're the exact same hands. You can see, like, these are literally identical. You can see, texture and everything. And then the fists are the same. I just don't understand. Like, am I the crazy one? Like, why does, of all characters... Oh my god, the tripod's being really annoying right now. Of all characters to get a trigger finger hand, why does Wolverine need it? What? Like, why? I mean, thank you. It's something different, I guess, but I don't know. It is just a little bit weird to me. I don't necessarily get why it's there, but I mean, hey, at least they didn't, just give us the one hand. Alright, but moving on. Let me move him out of the way so you guys can kind of see these a little bit better. Here's the kind of, hood mask, the mask down kind of look. And again, really good detail on that. Love the guys with the little details on the wings there. The texture there looks really cool. You can see, again, a lot more texture on the, neck part. This, I just thought it was one piece so you would, slide over it. No, it's actually, can flex it. And I actually really like that. I like that a lot more than the other ones where it's just, like the solid ring you just slide over. It makes it a lot easier to, conform it to his neck and his traps. This is just, I like this a lot. If they continue to do, Wolverine, or honestly, any other character with mask, hood, whatever you want to call this, I hope they go this route instead of just making it one, solid piece. And then here's the little neck adapter again. Good detail on that. It's pretty, again, it's very basic, but again, it does what you need to do. My biggest issue, honestly, aside from the weird hand, is this. And not because of, as I said earlier, but I don't like it when they do the dumbbell joints for the heads. Because, even on, for this head, let me see if I can take the head off without taking the whole neck piece off. Nope, see, can't do it. That is one kind of thing where it kind of comes off, neck piece first, then the head. I wish it'd be a little bit easier to just, pop the head off because you don't always want to take this off. But, it's a minor little nitpick. It's not the end of the world. But, again, you can see it's just that little dumbbell joint. It's fine, but I prefer, let me see if I have one here. Do I? Actually, might not. I think all the figures around me might actually be... Now, here we go. Yeah, I did this figure interview. This is the Secret Wars Black Suit Spider-Man. I prefer this. Like the ball with the disc hinge. I like this a lot more because I feel like you can get a lot more range of motion. Because, look at that. That's pretty good motion on there. Whereas with this ball, thankfully it does have the, the neck piece separate as well, because there's two essential dumbbells, because on its own, that's not like the craziest. It's fine, but then and that's actually with the whole neck piece. That's not terrible, but just, let me take it off again here. You can see just the neck piece. That's not, that's not the greatest. It's okay, it's passable, but there's not a whole lot of articulation just on that. You're really relying on the second dumbbell joint at the base of the neck as well. But while we're here, since I showed it off, I want to show the detail again. Look at the detail on this. I like that texture. The details on the mask is really cool. See, again, it looks, and is very consistent with the lines on here. You see the lines there on the wing and on there. I like that they didn't mess that up. You can see his little collar there. Great textures all throughout the figure. You see even on, the shoulder pads, on the back here, again, more of these kind of extra lines. Just gonna give a little bit more oomph. So it's not just, this here. This is something I didn't notice. He has little pouches on this costume. I didn't notice that till I saw the figure. Very cool. Just a little nice little, kind of thing. Got the boots. Those classic kind of... I don't know why they didn't just give him these boots on the normal suit. Why? Why does this suit have these boots? They're fine, but, come on. This is much more comic accurate. They could have just made these blue instead of brown and slapped them on here. I don't know. Again, it's funny, because if you guys watch my review on the Secret Wars Wolverine Marvel Legends figure, I kind of said in that video, I'm not the biggest fan of the brown suit. I just don't really like the color brown, but for Wolverine it works. I don't know. Maybe it's the older I'm getting, tastes are changing. I am kind of warming up to it more. I'm enjoying, with this specific figure and this guy who I never really got to do a review on, but this one, I love this figure, and it's the brown suit. I'm starting to come around on the brown suit. Now, I'll never like the brown suit more than, the blue and yellow, whether it's the first appearance, classic tiger stripe, or the astonishing style. But, I don't know, I'm kind of coming around to it. My cousin will be happy because he loves the brown suit. But yeah, it's a good looking figure. It's nice to see that Hasbro's, doing some more with it. Now, granted, because it is more of an MCU or movie figure, they do tend to, lean more into the detail and whatnot. But it's still, after the last couple, a year or so, getting a lot of, just solid figures with some paint on them, it's nice to get some texture. Like even like the Secret Wars figure, it's just it's just a solid figure with paint. Like his eyes are the only thing that are kind of on there. And one of my last couple reviews, this guy, again, it's just the only thing that's really sculpted is the little web thing. The rest of it's just paint. It is nice to get some detail on our figures. The prices keep going up. It feels like we keep getting less for the figures. So this one I like. It's nice to get that extra little bit of detail. Now, for our articulation, I kind of showed you a little bit already with the head. Again, just the head on its own, it just goes up a little bit like that. And when you engage that second dumbbell joint, you can kind of get a good range of motion. I do like this. They did this with the Maximum Spider-Man. I wish they would do this more because it does give you a lot more range of motion in the head. You can do a lot more posing and whatnot. I really like this figure feels really good, I have to say. A lot of figures, normally when you get them out of the pack, at least for me, I don't know if you guys who also buy Marvel Legends have the same issue, but a lot of times the joints come out incredibly stiff, which, yes, I'd rather have, stiff joints as opposed to loose joints, but then I feel like I have to either do the hot water trick or hit them with the hairdryer to loosen them up so they don't break. This figure, right out of the package, it feels really good. You got the 360 on the arms there, you got the hinge up here, and you can even kind of, it almost has, I think because of the butterfly, it almost has like a drop-down kind of hinge thing. One thing I will say that's very annoying is for, those of us with OCD, is this little butterfly thing here. You can see it obviously is painted, brown to match this. Oops, that's falling. Brown to match the suit here, but then it has like a little tan bit under here. And when you move the arm around, you can see like it starts swiveling. So that's actually kind of annoying. I don't know of other butterfly joints on figures I've seen do that, so that is one thing to be wary of. Like when you're posing him, it's going wild, and then you have to rearrange it. It is kind of annoying. It's not the biggest deal. It doesn't hurt the grade of the figure for me or anything. It's just one of those kind of annoying little things. Got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, pretty good range there. All the hinges up and down, and they rotate. You got the more like the ab crunch here, diaphragm joint, I guess would be more accurate than ab crunch. That's about as far back. See, that's actually not too bad. Then we can crunch forward. Okay, wish it would go a little bit more. He does have a waist swivel down here, which, cool, I guess. He can split pretty well. Does he have? He does not have drop-down hips. Does not look like. Kicks forward that far. Not really that far back at all. He's got the thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, as you can see. No boot rotation, which kind of is a bummer, but it's not the end of the world. Got some, ankles can bend down that far, up that far, and of course, we do have the ankle pivot. So overall, articulation is about what you'd expect. Some minor little things, I wish he did have, like I said, I do wish he had the boot rotation, and that always does help, for doing your posing, and the little butterfly thing, but other than that, pretty solid. I don't really have any complaints. All right, now on to one of the big things I'm sure we've all been waiting for. We're going to swap out the heads on this so we can show you the more, screen accurate look for this, and I'm just kind of noticing, I don't know if it's my, I don't know if it's my angle, but these guys almost look slightly, I think the brown suit one looks slightly taller, but then again, I guess that would make sense because they are technically two different Wolverines. Maybe it's, I don't know. Are they? I don't know, maybe I'm just losing. Anyway, let's get down to the head swap here. We're just going to pop his head off there. That Hugh Jackman head sculpt. His face kind of, the expression on his face on this figure, I don't display this figure with this head. I only really did that to, for this comparison here, but the look on his face is just kind of weird. It's kind of why I don't like it. I have a couple other Hugh Jackman head sculpts. I'm going to see if they can fit on here, but so we're going to pop the head off, and for both of these heads, it is easy if you just pop the whole neck piece off first, because for whatever reason, this is very tough to just, it's really on there. It's snug, which I guess kind of nice. I don't know why I did that. I don't really need to take it off. I can just take the whole neck piece off and set that over there. I'm going to come over here, just pop the head on there. And I do recommend, if you're swapping these out, head on the neck piece first. Don't try to put the neck piece on here first. It's just gonna make your life a little bit easier. And then just pop it on there. And you can take the mask here, and we're just gonna kind of, you know, I guess fold it around. Kind of like tuck it there a little bit. And there we go. And honestly, looks pretty good. I've got to say, it looks very nice. I mean, yeah, again, I get it. It is kind of dumb they didn't just give us the alternate head sculpt, but I do appreciate that they gave us, you know, a whole different neck piece, because you can see, like, you have the bit of his neck there and this little piece here, instead of just, you know, leaving us with this neck piece and just popping the head on, so it doesn't look quite exactly right. I do like that a lot, and it looks pretty cool. But I think for the movie to be the most screen accurate, I think, he didn't really have the mask down, so here, let me try get that pose. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. Yeah, there we go. That does look pretty good. I can't even lie. It makes the head sculpt look a little less weird with that pose. I like the way how my light's coming in. You can kind of see the shadow casting on. That looks pretty good here. Actually, because I didn't show this off earlier. Just swap out some piece here. I'll put the weird, you know, trigger hand on him. Again, because it's just simple as that. You know, swap hands out like you normally do. And there you go. Very, very nice. I dig it. Real quick before final thoughts, I have these two other Hugh Jackman head sculpts here. I want to see how they look on this neck peg here. See if they even fit, first of all. Let me do this off camera here. There you go. Not bad. Now, you can kind of tell there's a little bit of skin tone diff. It's not huge. You could almost barely tell on camera. And unless I'm like right on top of it, I can't really tell that much. So let's see how that looks. Not bad. I do like that. And I have this other one here. Let me try this kind of angrier, you know, Logan head sculpt. Get this on here. Maybe. This one might not fit, actually. I don't think this one's gonna fit, guys. Nope. Yeah, I think it's just slightly too small, so that one won't work. I do have a couple more here. I want to try all these, see how they look. Let me check this one here. Oh, that one went on pretty well. Not bad. This kind of looks. This is more like the Origins. I actually kind of like that. I dig that. That looks pretty good. All right, and then I have one more that I want to try. Where's he at? Here we go. This one should fit too. Oh yeah, that fit really nice. There we go. Got him roaring. This one might be the most accurate with that kind of, you know, claw pose. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. I like that a lot. That looks really nice. Alright, now let's get to some size comparisons. We'll show this guy off because we already kind of saw him a couple times in the video. But here he is next to the, I believe this was the Wave 1 Deadpool Wolverine figure. Again, like very similar size. Again, the brown one kind of looks a hair taller. It might be because of the neck peg that he looks a little bit taller, but that's how he looks alongside his other, you know, Deadpool Wolverine movie counterpart. I am hoping to pick up the other Wolverine from this wave. Let me see it on the box here. Yeah, this guy here. That one there, because as you can see, he has more like the gritting teeth face, and he's got the sleeves ripped off and some battle damage. I am hoping to find that one. But here he is next to, this is the, I believe, the 20th anniversary X-Men Origins Wolverine, when they did the 20 years of the X-Men movies. This is the original one, not the one they re-released 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, that's the first one, because I could never find the re-release one. So I was happy I was able to get the original. Then here's the, again, I believe this is another Origins figure, I believe, or at least he was marketed that way. Wolverine in the kind of civilian outfit with the jacket, which I always thought was really cool. It's really cool seeing these guys next to each other, actually. I like that. Digging it. Digging it. Here it is with my last Wolverine-related review, the Target exclusive Weapon X. You can definitely tell, like, this is Hugh Jackman Wolverine because he's way taller than his comic counterpart. And then here he is with, again, he made a little cameo in the video earlier. Here he is with this is the X-Men 97 2-pack brown suit Wolverine. So you have like movie, comic, very cool seeing them together. And then let's just put him next to kind of like your standard size Marvel Legends figure. Here he is next to the Renew Your Vow Spider-Man. If anyone's curious, probably not, but I'm going to say it anyway. I've been using the Renew Your Vow Spider-Man for comparisons more than the Maximum Series Spider-Man because I have Maximum Series pose in a very particular way that I don't want to take him out of. My action figure collecting fans, you'll understand where I'm coming from. So I've been using him because his pose is easy to put him back in. And if I don't have him, I have like multiple other classic Spider-Man. So if he's not on the shelf for a little bit of time, it's fine. Alright, so final thoughts. If you guys couldn't already tell, I like this guy a lot. I'm a big Wolverine fan, so yeah, a little bit biased. I thought this costume looked really cool in the movie, and I'm really excited to have it in my Marvel Legends collection in action figure form. I do understand where like I said, a lot of people, this could be, stand up there. It could be, it could kill the figure for you, him not having that, unmasked Hugh Jackman head sculpt, and basically feel like you have to buy a second figure. Because maybe this is the only one you want. Maybe you don't want, the classic Deadpool and Wolverine costume. Maybe you just want the, brown and tan classic costume. I get that. On the other hand, if you're a crazy Wolverine fan like me, who's going to get like every figure anyway, it's not the biggest deal, but I do kind of, I do, I sympathize with you guys, time stuff you don't want to buy, 2 figures, get the one look you want, and where this isn't technically even screen accurate to the movie, but yeah, honestly, my thoughts, if you can find this guy, out in the wild, or I believe right now most retailers probably sell, because I think he's, at the time I'm recording this, I don't know when this is going, this might be going up a little bit later on, but the time I'm recording this, it's April 1st, so I do believe he's starting to release on most websites, like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, things like that. Or if he's not already released, he's getting ready to. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this. As always, thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you are so inclined, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more content. But that is going to be it for me. You guys have an awesome day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.